Man, forget all that. Forget all that, man. Let's get right to it, man. They back at it again. You know, they back at it again, man. They can't help it. They can't help it, man. Hold on. Hold on. Let me give y'all something. Let me get it. They can't help it, bro. They can't help but to talk about my guy. Hey, this is Retro. I'm back with another video, man. I know I don't be on this thing that much because, life been lifing, man. But whenever they talk about the GOAT, I gotta make sure I bring it up, man. I still got crust on my eye. I don't care. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. Oh my God. ESPN cannot help the fact that they have to talk about LeBron. They gotta talk about LeBron. And whenever they talk about LeBron, they gotta talk about Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Before we get into this video, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe at RetroFlow on YouTube. Follow my TikTok at RetroFlow. Follow my Instagram at RetroFlow23. We here. We making it happen. We're going to talk. We're going to get it cracking. And we're going to talk about how Stephen A. make his clap. You understand what I'm saying? For Michael Jordan, of course. Now, before we get into that, give me 1 second. 1 second. I'm back at it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch a video. We're gonna decipher this ESPN first take. Not my GOAT. You know how they are over at ESPN. Will Bunn and all them boys. They MJ fanboys. You know, anytime that Michael Jordan's legacy is at stake, they go put on their super suit and they go grab a mic and they go, go make it happen. So let's go ahead and talk about how LeBron yet again. I guess he's not the GOAT. Let's go hear it. Let's go hear it. Man, look, man, it don't make no sense. Share that. Bow. Here we go. Y'all ready to lock in? Hide that. Let's talk.
Take a look at this quote. So speaking at Sports Business Journal's conference earlier this week, Michael Jordan's longtime agent, David Falk, said LeBron is, quote, probably in his top 10 players of all time, and went on to say this, quote, I really like LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and two other superstars, he would have won 15 championships.
All right, let's stop there right there. Why must they talk about LeBron at all times? Because he pays their bills. He pays their mortgage. He pays their rent. He pays their light bill. He pays the water bill. He pays the child care, etc., etc., etc. It don't make no sense why this old-ass mother individual, David Falk, which I was told that he's probably one of the greatest agents of all time. Never heard of him. Never heard of David Falk. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know who it is. It must be MJ's agent, I guess. I don't care personally. But he says, I really like LeBron. That's what someone says before they are about to disrespect you. They gotta give you what you call it? A compliment first before they disrespect you. The same thing that Stephen A. been doing for years. I got LeBron James on the Mount Rushmore of greatest of all time, and he is arguably one of the best of all time. He's not my GOAT, but he is somebody's GOAT out there. And with that being said, let me tell you why he's not the GOAT. It's like, bro, why would you bro, stop trying to sugarcoat the fact that you about to go dookie on this man. You know what I'm saying? And this man says, but I think if Jordan hand cherry picked what teams he wanted to be on, the two other superstars, he would have won 15 championships. Dog. People act like you can just go to a team and win a championship and it's easy. It's been proven it's not easy. You know how many players in NBA history went to a team and did not win? Just because you go somewhere doesn't automatically mean you're going to win. Let's talk about it. Charles Barkley. What happened when he teamed up with them boys? They lost. I'm confused. Durant, Harden, Kyrie. Oh, but they were injured. I don't care because nobody wants to bring up excuses unless it's somebody else other than LeBron James. LeBron James is the only man in sports history to not have any excuses. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, dog. crust on my. I'm tired of it. Y'all not about to keep disrespecting this man and not giving him the opportunity to be great because y'all can't help but the fact that this man has surpassed Michael Jordan. Oh, but he's 6-0 on the top. We gonna get to that in a minute. But we're talking about this right here. Hand cherry pick teams. Every team LeBron went to was a freaking lottery team. Cleveland, he was with Cleveland for how many years? 03 to what? 20 freaking 13, 14? No, my bad. 2011, 2012. And you mean to tell me they couldn't give him no help at all? They act like Michael Jordan just sat there and, bro, he was able to get help. He had Phil Jackson, one of the best coaches of all time. They made sure in the 80s, he was trash. They don't talk about the 80s, though. They talk about how, hey, look, this is Michael Jordan's timeline according to their fans. He did a year in North Carolina, won a championship, got drafted in 90, won 6 straight, and left. That was what he did. Forget the 80s and Lord forbid bring up the Washington Wizard days. Let's not talk about that. But that was his Twilight tour. Oh, shut the F up. Man, that man was the only man. When is LeBron James gonna have his Twilight tour? This man is expected to go to the playoffs every year. Michael Jordan was not expected to go to the playoffs or let alone the finals in Washington. I digress. But, however, there have been so many examples, y'all can look it up, of superstar talent that goes to different teams and they think they're going to win and they don't end up winning. If y'all think I'm lying, give me 1 second. Charles Barkley, Rockets. Roster. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna learn y'all something. Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, freaking Hakeem Olajuwon. They didn't win a goddamn thing. But nobody talks about this team, though. No. Don't bring up Charles Barkley trying to team up with Clyde and Hakeem. Oh, but they were old at that time. And nobody cares about that. Y'all want to put all these excuses on these trash. They never speak of this Rockets team, bro. Never. They never talk about the fact that, my bad, y'all. They never talk about the fact that all these different players think they can go to a team and win, but they don't win. We don't talk about the other players at all. What about Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce going to Brooklyn? That team was overhyped. Do not let history fool you. If you go look back at those interviews and those podcasts and those shows, they said that team was supposed to win. That team was supposed to win. 100%. But who knocked them out? LeBron and them boys. LeBron had a super team. LeBron did not have no goddamn super team in Miami, dog. It was full of role players that did their job. Oh, but he had Chris. I didn't even know who Chris Bosh was until he teamed up with LeBron James. I didn't. Oh, it's because you're a casual. I'm not a casual. I watched basketball back in the day. Nobody was watching no goddamn Raptors. Nobody was watching Chris Bosh. Niggas didn't see his highlights until he was told he was going to be teaming up with LeBron James. I will give you Dwayne Wade, even though his knees were awful. Who else on that team was what made that team so crazy? They had an old-ass Mike Bibby that was trash. They had an old-ass Eddie House that was trash. Like, hold on. Let me teach y'all something, man. It's going to be a long day. Let me teach y'all something. 2011 Miami Heat roster. I want to show y'all something, bro. Matter of fact, fuck all that. 2011, yeah, Miami Heat roster. Let me show y'all something, gang. Hold on, no, we gonna go to this. Take it out. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm back. All right. Joel Anthony, Carlos Arroyo, Mike Bibby, Chris Bosh, Mario Chalmers, Eric Dampier, Udonis Haslam, Eddie House, Juwan Howard, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, LeBron James, James Jones, Jamal McGlure, Mike Miller, Dexter Pittman, Jerry Stackhouse, and Dwayne Wade. How the fuck is that team fucking? How was that a super team? Y'all don't do y'all research. Y'all listen to Stephen A. and these old ass niggas that tell y'all that LeBron had a super team. You mean to tell me that team was better than the 2011 Mavericks? I will give you LeBron James and Dwayne Wade as the best players on that team. I can't say Chris Bosh that year because Chris Bosh's first year on the Miami Heat was trash. And if you don't believe me, go look it up. Go look up Chris Bosh's stats that first year in Miami. They turned Chris Bosh into a spot-up shooter. He was one of the first spot-up power forward stretches in the NBA. Right behind Paul Gasol. Chris Bosh was not that guy. He was very soft. He used to flop. Trust me, I was there. I remember. Now remember these names. Now let's go to the Dallas Mavericks roster. I just want to show y'all something, man. Cause y'all don't do y'all research, and I mean that's what I'm here for. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's go look at this. Alex Agensa, JJ Deborah, I won't care. Rodrigue Bubos, who cares? Corey Brewer. If you don't know who Corey Brewer is, at that time, 3-and-D. Caron Butler. Again, if you don't know who that is, do your research. Brian Cardinal, whatever. Tyson Chandler. Do your research. Brendan Haywood. Do your research. Think about it. Our center was Joel Anthony, dog. Dominique Jones, whatever. Jason Kidd. Oh, but Jason Kidd was 40 years old at that time. Y'all didn't say that when LeBron had Rajon Rondo. Jason Kidd was cold on that team. A maestro. A true pick and roll. A true point guard. Ian Mahimi. I'm not going to go crazy on him, but if you know, you know. He was a decent player. Sean Marion. The motherfucking Matrix. Steve Novak. New York Knicks know who the freak Steve Novak is. Don't play with me. Dirk Nowitzki speaks for himself. Sasa Pavlovich. I won't even go there. Deshaun Stevenson. I know y'all gonna probably say, oh, he reaching. Deshaun Stevenson was a dog. He was probably one of the first 3-and-D players the NBA has ever seen. He was locking shit up and he was knocking shit down. Period. I'm telling you. Peja Stojakovic. He was at the tail end of his career, but he was good for about 3 to 4 3-pointers a game. And Jason Terry the Jet. You mean to tell me that this team wasn't better than Miami Heat that year? Do y'all research, man. They got LeBron and D Wade. They ain't supposed to win that. It's not about the stars at the end of the day when it comes to a series, gang. It's all about the role players. It's all about the role players. I'll bring this up because I want to tell y'all something. Y'all need to do your own research like I've been trying to tell y'all to do for the longest. Stop listening to these freaking media analysts. They want you to be embedded that MJ is the GOAT because they do not. And I repeat, they do not want him to be dethroned. Give me 1 second. 1 second, y'all. My bad. I'm sorry. All right. I'm back. So, all this, he handpicked teams. No. LeBron James is an excellent IQ guy. Do y'all understand that when LeBron goes to a team, yes, he does recruit. But how can you fault LeBron James for people wanting to join him? I'm confused. I never understood that. Y'all didn't fault MJ when Dennis Rodman came over there. Y'all didn't fault MJ when he got, George Gervin. When he had him, when he had Steve Kerr, Craig Hodges. See, y'all don't care about none of that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all allow the narrative to be LeBron need all this help. Well, so did MJ. Everybody needs help. You cannot do it by yourself. It's just, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would hate to be any great superstar's teammate because they're gonna always show his highlights. They're never gonna show when Mario Chalmers hit that three, or when Steve Kerr hit that three, or when Mike Bibby did that little up and under he did, or Chris Anderson with a block, or Horace Grant with a block. They're never gonna show you the nitty gritty. They're gonna show you, MJ hitting the last shot. They don't tell you how he got to hit that last shot or what took place before that was the last shot. They don't give you all the meat and potatoes, and that's what y'all fail to do every time is y'all get online, y'all listen to Stephen A., y'all listen to him yap about MJ and degrade LeBron James without doing your own research. Go watch the games. They're on YouTube for free. Go do your own research. Go do your own analysis and tell me who the GOAT is. Y'all run with the fact that he's 6-0 in the finals. I get that, and I respect that, and that's great, cool. But y'all also got to go look at those finals teams he went against. Ain't no knock on MJ. He handled business against the teams he's supposed to. He's supposed to do that. Just like when LeBron James, I'll fault him 2011. But if y'all go watch that game, y'all will go see why I don't fault LeBron James. I don't. Now, should he have got the job done? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you can't do it by yourself. If you go look at that series, you understand what I'm talking about. Let's continue.
Michael Wilbon.
10. How about 10 to 12?
10 to 12. Michael Wilbon, are these comments fair or foul?
Of course they're fair. He's his longtime agent. David Falk's not a neutral observer. He's a provocateur. I've known him way more than half my life. Neighbor, news source for many years, now friend. He's a provocateur. He's there to agitate for Michael Jordan. Has anybody ever had a person do any better than David Falk on behalf of clients? I think not. And so he's not a neutral observer. He's making this comment about his dear, dear close friend, he was the advisor, mentee, Michael Jordan. Would he have 15? Not 15. Would he have more? Yeah. The notion about LeBron, the reason I hate the GOAT conversation, it almost requires you to say something negative about someone. There's nothing negative to say about LeBron.
You peeped that, right? I'm going to rewind that. Listen.
Jordan. Would he have 15? Not 15. Would he have more? Watch. Yeah. The notion about LeBron, the reason I hate the GOAT conversation, it almost requires you to say something negative about someone. There's nothing negative to say about LeBron. There isn't. There just isn't. The basketball player, nothing negative. He's one of the.
Okay. I'm glad Wilbon said that. He contradicted himself. The GOAT debate literally diminishes LeBron James every time. Whenever someone brings up the GOAT debate, they always downplay LeBron James' achievements to make Michael Jordan's achievements look that much better. Think about that. When it comes to this debate, I hate it because all it does is it dampers LeBron James' career to uplift MJ's career every time. Every time. Like, look this. I really like LeBron. But I think if Michael Jordan would have been able to pick his teams, he would have had more championships too. Like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? What's up with these what ifs? That's not true. Hot take. I don't think Michael Jordan wins more rings if he left Phil Jackson. I don't think, because the recipe for Michael Jordan winning was that triangle offense that was also successful for Kobe and Shaq and Pau Gasol. If you think about it, the triangle offense consisted of a decent ball handler, a knockdown guard, like an assassin guard, and a good big man. So it goes who they have? Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant, Paul Gasol. You know, Derek Fisher, Kobe, and Shaq. Okay, MJ, Steve Kerr, Horace Grant. You know what I'm saying? What was his name? John Paxson, MJ, and Dennis Rodman. That's the recipe. I don't think MJ wins more rings without that coach. Phil Jackson was a great coach, and he don't get a lot of flowers. He don't, because of his stint in New York. But Phil Jackson was great. I remember at one time it was Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No one even talks about Phil Jackson no more. That man was a great coach, 100% great coach. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he wins more rings because MJ had the recipe. He had the coach. He had the players. He had the pieces. He had the offense. It was perfect for him. It was perfect. Like, people don't understand that you couldn't double back in the day. They didn't do a lot of double teams. It was a lot of set defenses. So they used to run a lot of 2-3, a lot of 3-2, a lot of zones. You know what I'm saying? And if you're at the top of that thing, you can't leave Craig Hodges open. You can't leave BJ Armstrong open. You can't leave Steve Kerr and John Paxson open. Hell, you can't even leave Horace Grant open in the mid-range or Will Purdue in the mid-range. Like, you had to go one-on-one back in the day. You had to with MJ. You couldn't afford to help off or help on. You couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just have to go watch those games, man, because I don't think y'all understand, bro. I don't think y'all understand. And let me look at my Facebook because 1 second, y'all. Yeah, fashion, huh? Okay. My bad, y'all. Yeah, I don't think he wins without that system. So you have to understand that LeBron James really didn't have a lot of good coaches. And I know y'all gonna click off before y'all leave me. Just hear me out. He had Mike Brown. You know, decent coach, but not a Hall of Fame coach. Tyronn Lue. I'm gonna be honest with you. He should be in the same sentence as Doc Rivers. Because yeah, they overhyped Tyronn Lue because he got that championship with LeBron. So they try to make it seem like Tyronn Lue is a good coach, which he is. But tell me what the Clippers have done since he's been there. Have they made it to a conference finals? No, they have not. You feel me what I'm saying? I say Eric Spoelstra is probably the best coach, but that was Dwayne Wade's coach. LeBron, and you see what happened when he went with him. He won. Eric Spoelstra was the best coach he's ever had. 100%. But think about this. Cleveland Cavaliers didn't want to bring nobody to Cleveland. They didn't want to spend no money. Like, I don't think y'all do y'all research. You feel me? Like, y'all know y'all research. But I digress.
Greatest of all time in any team sport, period. Is he Michael Jordan to people like me? Do you want to be David Falk? No.
Look.
Period.
Look.
Nothing negative. He's one of the greatest of all time in any team sport, period. Is he Michael Jordan to people like me? Do you want to be David Falk? No. Never gonna be.
See? He never going to be. It's comments like that. It's like, why even talk about it then? Why even have the debate if in your mind embedded that LeBron James or no other player will never be better than Michael Jordan to you? Arm work is crazy by Jordan right there. Think about this, y'all. There are analysts in the media that believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, and that there is nothing that anyone can do or say to influence them otherwise. How is that fair media? How is that even fair? Why would you even want to be the face of the NBA, like Anthony Edwards said, when you don't even stand a chance? LeBron James never stood a chance. These players never stand a chance. Never. Never. They never stood a chance, dog. They never stood a chance. And that's a shame. They never stood a chance. They never stood a chance. Hold on, gang. Never stood a chance.
I'm not going to say that LeBron.
I'm gonna miss out on him. Perk said whatever. He said that
Why don't you?
he considers LeBron to go because of the pressure. I mean, I agree with that, but nobody wants to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear that. It is what it is.
In my eyes. And the reason being, and I've told you this a few times, Stephen A., Wilbon Molly, is because it's no other player in the history of sports that was under the amount of pressure like LeBron James since the age of 16. That's why I put him over MJ. At the age of 16, the magazine being called the chosen one, King James, the pressure that he had coming into the NBA, the guys that were hating on him before he got to the NBA, and I'm talking about his peers, some of the guys on his teammates, guys that were preying on his downfall, and he has exceeded expectations.
What y'all fail to realize is LeBron James been that guy since he was 16 years old. Michael Jordan was not that good when he was younger. Like, Michael Jordan really didn't peak until, I want to say, his senior year, I guess. But no one talked about MJ in high school. No one cared. So the man came into the NBA being able to grow. You feel what I'm saying? LeBron James didn't have that opportunity. LeBron James was expected to hit the ground running out the gate, bro. In high school, he didn't go to college. Remember that. He didn't go to college. Straight out of high school, 18-year-old kid getting shattered on by his teammates, saying that they don't think that, one player could turn around the franchise 4 years later than the NBA Finals. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like he didn't get a chance to really like come into his own. And that goes right back to the conversation they had when LeBron James said keep his son's name out of his mouth, because he want Bronny James to be able to have an equal opportunity in this NBA shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him an opportunity, bro. Like, LeBron James didn't have an opportunity out the gate. When he came in the league, he was expected to do whatever. Everything. He was the chosen one. He was the king. He was the one. The chosen one. You feel what I'm saying? When MJ got in the league, I mean, he was third overall draft pick by the Bulls. No one really was talking about MJ like that. I'm going to keep it 100. Now, y'all want to know who got drafted above him? That's irrelevant because I don't think they're even that good. Actually, wait. I think it was Clyde Drexler. Let's see. 1984 NBA draft. I think it's Clyde. I don't remember. I wasn't even born. First overall pick was Hakeem Olajuwon. Great pick. Let me see. Oh, Sam Bowie. And then Michael Jordan. Hakeem was selected first that year. 1984 NBA draft. Yeah, some of y'all didn't even know Michael Jordan was drafted in 1984 because they made it seem like the nigga was drafted in 90, came in, won rings, and got out of there. It's not what happened. But either way, so he didn't have a lot of expectations. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even in college, he wasn't the best team on this. He wasn't the best player on that team. It was James Worthy. Go look at that North Carolina team. They were stacked as hell. He went to North Carolina. He had money, bro. LeBron didn't have no damn money. He couldn't even go to college. I mean, he could have at the end of the day because he, was able to get, endorsements. But MJ already had money. He came from a mom and dad home. You feel what I'm saying? LeBron came from a mom home. Some of y'all niggas grew up without y'all fathers, but for some reason, y'all just don't see LeBron James as inspiration. Like, you have to understand that him and his mom was struggling. Did you not go see More Than a Game by LeBron James? Like, MJ is petty. His camp is petty. Do y'all realize that he dropped The Last Dance the year that LeBron won his ring? Coincidence? Or the fact that LeBron James is about to retire and Michael Jordan is teaming up with NBC and bringing back old school basketball again on TV? Like, they don't talk about that type of stuff, though. Like, MJ fears LeBron. He feared LeBron when he got drafted. I promise you. I promise you, bro. And every chance they get, oh, Well, MJ's shoes is still selling out to this day. Yeah, because they are heavily endorsed. I mean, I came into this world with J's on my feet. I was embedded to like Jordans. I still don't know why I like them shits. I don't even know the story behind them, really, honestly. Like, I don't really care about the story. That's just a hood classic. Honestly. See what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, and that's what I just mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean, man. Like, for real.
I have no problem with David Falk comments though. And he's absolutely right. Jordan would have had more championships if he could have handpicked some of the guys he wanted to play with. And
So you mean to tell me MJ didn't have a lot? He didn't have a chance to pick his teammates? That's cap. That's cap. What are we talking about? Do y'all not remember when Michael Jordan threatened the front office that he was going to leave unless they got him some help? Do y'all not remember that? Y'all don't remember that at all? They went and got Dennis Rodman. They got Steve Kerr, BJ Armstrong. Like, they were getting players like for MJ. He needed help. The narratives of crazy. Like, this is crazy. I'm sorry, man. Like,
and this is part of LeBron.
I don't even want to listen to him. Now listen to this.
One day you act like that's an insult. Rich Paul's response: it is an insult. Because that is how they have acted.
Wait.
That was Michael Jordan. What did I say to Rich Paul one day? You act like that's an insult. Rich Paul's response. And that was Michael Jordan. What did I say to Rich Paul one day? That have played in the NBA since 1947, 1950 rather. Okay? LeBron James, there's only one player we look at and we say definitively we think was better. And that was Michael Jordan. What did I say to Rich Paul one day? You act like that's an insult. Rich Paul's response: it is an insult.
It is.
Because that is how they have acted when it comes to the GOAT conversation. And that's why a guy like Mike Wilbon has been on the #1 show in sports television.
But it's not a GOAT debate. It's more of a GOAT. I don't know. Like, how can you say it? Like, it's not really a debate, because guys like Wilbon and Stephen A, they've already embedded in their mind that MJ is the GOAT and will forever be the GOAT, and there's nothing that anyone can do or say to make them feel any type of way. So is it really a debate? No. It's just them having another chance to get some more numbers and make some more money off of LeBron James' name.
For the last 25 years, congratulations to you and my man Tony. He said we need some PR. You know, Bill Russell didn't say that about himself. They were trying to compel people to say he was the greatest. Michael Jordan didn't say that about himself. Kobe.
Now listen to this. Michael Jordan don't have to say he the greatest of all time, because niggas say it every day on these platforms. He doesn't have to say it. LeBron James said it because he wants y'all to understand he's standing on it. Bro, I'm the greatest of all time. I'm tired of y'all saying that MJ is the greatest of all time. It was a point in time where they said Kareem was the greatest of all time because he was the greatest scorer of all time. And LeBron took that over, and now all of a sudden being the #1 scorer in the NBA don't matter no more. Did you notice that? They used to talk about Kareem a lot when he was a scoring title. When he was a leading scorer in NBA history, they used to talk about that a lot. They don't even talk about it no more because LeBron James hold that record. They don't talk about it no more, bro. They don't even bring up the fact he's #1 in scoring. They didn't say this longevity. They didn't say nothing about longevity when Kareem had the record. It's a nasty game, bro. It's nasty.
Bryant didn't say that about himself. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't say that.
Kareem didn't have to say it because Kareem knows it's not an argument. Kareem don't even care that much. He don't watch social media. He's not actively playing either. You're talking to a man that's actively playing about being the GOAT. That guy, like, can you imagine being talked about every single day and night about being the GOAT and you're still playing? My God.
That about himself. Bill Russell didn't say that about himself.
Bill Russell has passed away. He can't say nothing. But when he was living, y'all didn't give him his accolades for being 11-0 in the finals.
Tim Duncan didn't say that about himself.
Tim Duncan is a quiet individual. He don't care what you say about him. Tim Duncan got his 5 rings and vacated the premises. My thing is this. How come Tim Duncan is not on that list as the greatest player of all time? I'm confused on that one. He should have been better than Kobe because I think he has a better finals record than Kobe. Go look it up.
Nobody said that. Nobody but him in his camp. Steph Curry hasn't said that about himself.
Steph Curry said he was the greatest point guard of all time. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember when y'all had that segment when y'all tried to say that he was and Magic Johnson said, nuh-uh. No, Michael Jordan said, nuh-uh, not yet. It's Magic Johnson. You remember that? MJ texted you personally and said, watch your mouth. Steph Curry is not the point guard, the greatest point guard of all time. It's still Magic Johnson. Go look it up, y'all. It's all facts.
Steph Curry has never called himself the greatest shooter of all time. Ray Allen never called himself the greatest shooter
Ray Allen can't say that because he didn't start his career as a 3-point shooter
of all time. Reggie Miller never called himself the greatest shooter of all time. Allen Houston never called himself the greatest shooter of all time.
You reach it now. Who the is Allen Houston? Shut up.
Nobody called himself the greatest in anything but that man.
What's wrong with giving yourself accolades? I mean, this man, Stephen A, says every day that he is the number 1 sports analyst and journalist in ESPN history. He considers himself the GOAT of this media shit. Why can't LeBron James say he the GOAT of this NBA shit? But Stephen A makes it sure that you know that he is the greatest of all time when it comes to this media talk. But okay.
In his camp. And then
I don't understand that. Like, Stephen A literally tells you every day that he's the GOAT of media. But LeBron James says he's the GOAT of NBA, and it's a fuss. These men are getting paid by Michael Jordan. I don't care what y'all say, bro. Like, look at Woodbine. He's basking in the fact that Stephen A is talking about MJ. Like, bro, like,
when we refute it in any way, people like myself and Mike Wilbon and others, when we walk the streets, we're haters.
Man, fuck this. Listen. LeBron James don't like Stephen A. Because Stephen A is biased. So it's Skip Bayless, Mike Wilbon, Doggy, all them old niggas. All of them are biased. You have people that actually play with LeBron, such as Kendrick Perkins right here, that say he's the GOAT. I think we look at rings a little bit too crazy. Because rings only matter when discussed with Michael Jordan. No one talks about rings unless it's dealing with Michael Jordan's 6-0 record. No one cares about rings for real. Only with him. When Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held the record for most points in NBA history, it was probably one of the most talked about stats of all time. They no longer talk about it no more because LeBron James holds that record and still going. LeBron James is damn near top 5 in every category in NBA history. It ain't got nothing to do with longevity. It's about greatness. Because you can do something for 20 years and still not know what the hell you're doing. Or you can start a year in and know what you're doing. You ever been at a company and somebody been working there way longer than you and they still don't know the job? They just in there. But you get there and you surpass them. You ever had someone that was higher ranked than you and you surpassed them eventually because you realized they really was trash? They just was coasting along the way. It happens. LeBron James, when he came into the league, hit the ground running. It was cold. Now, they want to say the East was weak. I'm going to bring this point up and then I'm going to end the stream. They said the East was weak when LeBron James was running through that motherfucker. Either y'all are stupid or incompetent to think that from 2003, actually, you know what? I'll do this for y'all. I'll make it easy for y'all. From 2012, if you think the East was weak. Go look at those Pacers teams. Go look at those Atlanta Hawk teams. Go look at the Raptors. Go look at the Milwaukee Bucks. Go look. New York Knicks teams. Go look. Go look at the Wizards. Like, go look at those teams. Back in the day, those teams were so good that it didn't matter who you picked on 2K, you could win. Think about that. Any team you pick, look, I want you to go on 2K. This is the easiest thing. If you're younger, because I'm talking to a younger generation as well, this is how I'm going to put it in y'all perspective. Go on 2K and go pick eras. Go look at each era and go look at the teams that played on those eras and tell me who has the best era of players. Go look at Michael Jordan's era. Go look at LeBron's era. Just go look. Go look at the teams that was in those years, those period of teams, right? The period of areas or period of years. Trust me, LeBron's era had a lot more teams that were really good. Like, for real, for real. That's not even talking about the West. The West was ridiculous. That's why when he went through the East, the West was even harder. East was difficult. Trust me, it was. But the West, teams like the Spurs, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Boris Diaw, Matt Bonner. You feel what I'm saying? Things like that. Tiago Splitter. You know, team was cold. I mean, Manu Ginobili was a 6-man, dog. 6-man. And at one point, they had Kawhi Leonard. Like, y'all just got to do y'all research. I think a lot of y'all fail to go do your own research and watch your own videos. Y'all rely on these old motherfuckers on media to give y'all information that y'all got to go find. Because they're not going to keep it 100. They're not going to give you the whole story. They're going to give you what sounds good for the clickbait. This sounds good. This is a great debate. That's why I clicked on it. But trust me, there's more peeling to the onion. So, with that being said, I'm out of here. I had to react to this because I was irritated earlier. And I'm just tired of this conversation, honestly. Like, if Michael Jordan is your GOAT, that's fine. If LeBron James is your GOAT, that's fine. But I promise you, you ain't got to degrade Michael or LeBron James' career to make his look better. Notice this whole time, I didn't downplay Michael Jordan one time because LeBron James fans don't do that. Michael Jordan fans do. Michael Jordan was one of the greatest players of all time, period. He was cold in his era. Cold. Nobody could win. It be what it be. But it's more to the game than what he offered. A complete player, I got to say LeBron. Complete. If I want to start an organization, I'm picking LeBron because he's going to be everything that I need in one player. And then I could build around him. You see what I'm saying? So that's just my take, though. I appreciate y'all coming by. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Share it. And if y'all ever want to get on this motherfucking platform with me and debate, I'm ready. I got a lot to say.